615 BNA. We got that fly DNA. It's our Delian Foundations. And we appreciate your patience. Don't bring trouble.
Yo, welcome to MC2MC. I'm your lovely host, Foundito.
Ideli.
What up, it's Hiaya.
What's up? How y'all feeling today?
Man, I feel great.
Good.
It's a nice day outside, nice and gloomy, just a chill day, you know?
What's up? Remind me of Hawaii.
How was it?
Oh, it's beautiful. Hawaii is gorgeous. It was paradise. If anybody haven't been in Hawaii, I recommend y'all go to Hawaii. Gorgeous place, beautiful people, culture, food, music. I mean, just everything is just amazing to me because I'm a country boy, so I love nature, and it's like luscious greens, water, clear water, beautiful beaches.
That's dope. Did you get to go swimming and all that?
I did. I got to swim at the beach in Waikiki. Yeah, it was beautiful, man. Beautiful. You can see whales like in the fall time. We go whale watching.
Oh, word. Yeah. Dang. See, I couldn't imagine. I'm afraid of big old creatures. Yeah. I want to see them, but like from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you pretty from over there. Yeah. But I couldn't imagine. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. So how's everything with you? What's going on with you?
Man, life, like just working. I just appreciate the little things, you know. Right now, just building my catalog, practicing my guitar. I love that thing. Yeah. I'm getting into finger picking, and when I tell you that's difficult, it's difficult because you sitting there gotta use your fingers at the same time in a certain way, but it's worth it. You know, I like learning different things, so that's what I got going on.
So you got guitar going on, okay? So what are you doing with the guitar? And like, are you rapping with the guitar, singing with the guitar, or are you playing for other bands?
Well, what I'm doing is I mainly want to play for myself, but the thing is just being valuable. So adding value to yourself. So yeah, I'm a songwriter, rapper, but let's say if somebody needed, hey, you know, Hiya, we out of guitars. I'm like, oh, I got you, I can play. You know, so I would like to be valuable to, and I can still make money, you know. So knowing how to do things by adding value to yourself like that is very beneficial, I feel, you know.
I actually saw on Instagram that you had posted, I think a couple days ago, and it was showing that you were playing the guitar in your early inspirations in the 2000s.
Yes. Okay. So when as a kid, I would play like video games, and you know how when you play video games, there's the songs in the menu or on the menu, you know, right. The songs playing in the background. Yeah, and I'm like, things would always stand out to me. There's songs, songs that I remember listening to as a kid when I was like 7, 5, 4. I'm like, I remember that. Yeah. And so that's what I was doing at the time, playing Madden. I think it was like Madden 03 or something. I don't know. Yeah. But I just was not creating my player, and I was just more concerned with the jersey, just being pretty on the field, you know.
Yeah. That's what's up.
And so I heard, okay, I think it was Okay Go, Get Over, and I'm like, I like that. I think I was about 03. I had to be about 12. And it stuck with me.
It was Madden. Was Madden. Yeah, because that's how I learned about the song.
Yeah. So it stuck with me. So when I got my guitar, I was like, I want to learn that. I love rock. Wow. I love rock. From the Isley Brothers. Yeah. And just any riff that I hear in the background, just some what's her name? Her. Man,
yeah. She plays the guitar too, right?
Man,
yeah, she's cold.
She killed that thing. And then when I watch her, she had this beautiful riff that she played on the MTV. I don't want to get it wrong, but she just, the guitar is like, it just has a set of, like, it's another set of vocal cords to have so you can express yourself. That's what I enjoy. Right. I want to do that, you know. Yeah. And when she did that, I was like, oh, you know, it make you have that stank face because it's just so, you know, it's just you feel it. So, that's.
Have you heard of Chuck Berry?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chuck Berry, he was like one of the originators of rock music, actually, but he played the electric guitar like no other, other artist could ever sing. Yeah. Because he actually danced with the guitar. He actually played it like it was his voice. Like
did he do that one leg squat
thing?
Yeah.
That's where that came from. Yeah. Ooh. So people originated, like, copied him. Yeah. Like Elvis, all these other people, they actually accentuated their style from him. What do you call it? A bunch of people like Little Richard.
Yeah.
Little Richard, one of the originators, forefathers of rock.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
You should definitely dive into that archive.
Man, what?
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rest in peace. Like, I really appreciate the people, the artists before us. It don't have to be hip hop, you know, just how passionate they were about what they were doing, you know, and they weren't afraid of being different, you know, they didn't care, you know, and they were just them. And then to see them create trends and what they did, just it's still going on right now. It's still being imitated right now. People are still being inspired by it. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you know it's authentic, not just
Timeless.
popcorn talent or, you know, it's authentic. That's what sticks around. That's what's timeless, you know?
I think it's cool that you're learning the guitar. Something I always wanted to pick up. Something I will pick up eventually. But I remember the only thing I really did besides music and writing and stuff was the piano, keyboard.
Yeah.
And I didn't like learn it the proper way and all that. I just listened to it since I was like a little kid and just like practice like that. Took a piano class in high school because it was like mandatory. And of all the like 20 songs that I heard that we were supposed to learn, there was only 2 of them that I wanted to hear. And I was like, I have to learn that. And I learned it. And to this day, I can still play that.
Discipline. Yeah.
Yeah, and consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I was a kid, my mom she bought me a Casio. Is that how you say it? Casio?
Casio.
Keyboard, but she lied. I saw it was like around Christmas time, and I was like, "Hey, Ma, is that mine?" She was like, "No," and she named it was a gift for somebody else, but she just didn't wrap it. It was for me. But anyway, when I was able to get the gift, you know, she's like, "Yeah, it's for you." So I got it, and I did the same thing, like listening and then see if I can find it on the keys. But then what I did was like get some tape and tear it off and put it on the keys. Like, okay, and number it. 1,
Smart.
2, 3. So I'm gonna play this one first, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know,
That's super smart.
yeah. So if I would have been consistent, man, I probably would have been killing it. Yeah.
Opera.
I mean, the only thing I was playing was like Lion King and shit, but not like anything fancy, like
I was thinking like, whoa,
like one finger shit. But
I used to do that with the xylophone. Yeah.
what?
Because you can hear the pitch is way higher, so the frequency is like is king. So
Yeah.
he's like automatically paying attention.
That's dope.
Yeah, I love the xylophone. Yeah.
See, I need to. This makes me want to like just continue to branch out and learn different things. And the next thing I want to do is like bass guitar.
Okay.
It seems really simple. I got a friend named Kimba. Shout out to Kimba. She's been so supportive of me like since day one.
Who's Kimba?
No, you said who?
You say Kimba?
No.
He's thinking Simba from Lion King.
No, right.
No.
It's a subconscious thing. No, her name is Kimba.
Oh, Kimba.
But she is learning her bass,
Okay.
and I'm learning my electric. So I'm like, you know what? And to see her catch on so quick, and to me in my eyes, I'm like, you only got like 4 strings, so you know I might as well,
Facts,
you know.
yeah.
So eventually, you know, but that's what I definitely want to do. But just learn different instruments. And I recently learned that artist named Masego.
Yeah.
I just like
FJK. Yeah. Shout out to
I
FJK.
was like, what?
We did collaboration.
He can do all of that. So yeah, that's what I want to do. Is just continue to learn different stuff, be valuable.
Yes, exactly. So what's going on with the rapping though? With the bars.
Okay.
I know you an
Let's talk
MC.
about
If
that.
y'all
Okay.
don't know, Hiaya is a true MC. I would
appreciate
definitely
it.
give it that.
I appreciate it. I've been rapping since I was 4.
What?
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
You got
yeah.
us beat.
I used to sit. You know how like sometimes some homes would have like a car sitting on the side of the driveway.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody driving it. I used to sit in the car and just sit there and rap. I remember, like, I don't want to say it, but I remember the little freestyle I had kicked. But also the influence was from my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
My brother and my sister, they're 12 and 15 years older than me. So, and they're from, my mother, brother, and sister, they're from Connecticut.
Okay.
So when they came down here, then they had me. So, but when I got babysat by them, it was Wu-Tang, it was Nas, it was
the
Jay-Z,
greats.
you know, just Mobb Deep, you know, it was all of that. So that's where the influence came from. Then also, when I was about 3 years old, 3 or 4, I think around the same age, my mother bought me my very first video game, which was Pie Rapper the Rapper. Y'all remember?
PlayStation, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
on the very first PlayStation.
Okay.
That was my favorite. It's still like you can look it up on YouTube, like the little Onion Man. The moves.
Don't test me. I'll show you right.
Kick, punch. It's all in the mind. Yeah. And you sit there, gotta press X and O.
I still be saying it to my kids. I'm like, don't test me.
Right.
I'll show you right.
The Jamaican frog. You remember the Jamaican frog?
Yeah.
That was my dude. Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
she brought back some memories.
Yes.
Right there.
So I see like my family has like put that into me. They didn't know. They were just being them, you know. But it helped me find my path. Even as a kid, when my mother and I would go to Atlanta to go visit my dad, as we're traveling, I love getting the road atlas, you know, just looking like, okay, we're here, or okay, we're right here, you know. And she would teach me about semi trucks, and here I am, a truck driver. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
And it's like all these things have been introduced to me as a child, as a kid, and I'm still doing it. So I must be on my path.
Right.
You know. And when you continue to do the things that are best for you, you're on your path. Because there's times where we're going to feel lost. There's times where we're going to feel like, man, what do I do? I'm confused. Yeah. You know, just sit there. Just, you know, it's okay to be alone. Be your own friend. And just think positive of yourself. And just sit there and think, okay, well, what's the next best thing for me to do? Yeah. Because when you do what's best for you, the best things come to you. Love on yourself, you know?
Yeah.
That's something
exactly.
that I've
yourself.
learned. Yeah.
But I think that path is true for a lot of us as artists because we're not going the conventional route, that 9-to-5 thing all the time. Like we're entrepreneurs by spirit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So like by doing that, like we're naturally, you know, like a salmon going upstream where everyone else is going the other way. So we tend to maybe feel like, am I doing this shit right? You know, am I going the right path? But you just gotta believe in that shit, no matter what. No matter what, believe in it. 100%.
Yeah, take that step. Why not? Just why not? Story time. Y'all want a story?
Let's go.
Okay, so let me tell you about the power of manifestation. Okay, this would like God was like, look, I'm gonna show you. Universe was like, hey, I'm gonna look, watch what I do. So I have a vision board, and on the vision board are a few artists that I would like to collaborate with, and there's, you know, different things on there that I want to accomplish, you know, and manifest. And I had Megan Thee Stallion on there, but the thing was, I didn't have intention. I didn't have any words associated with her picture, because I was like, well, what do you want to do, Autumn? What's my government name? Autumn, but I go by Hiaya. But I was sitting there like, okay, so what do you want to do? But okay, so let me backtrack. So I was at a album release party for Louis York. I was volunteering. Shout out to Louis York.
Shout out to Louis York.
Yeah, shout out to Louis York and the Shindellas. I was able to be their driver. Let me tell you, when we talk about a group of positive people, positive. Like shout out to Nina too. Everybody at Widow Workshop. Shout out to y'all. So I was at their album release. And it was at Fisk. And then all of a sudden I see, you know, these chicks that's half, you know, like, where y'all clothes at? It's cold outside. What's going on? And some chick was like, oh, Megan Thee Stallion. And I was like, oh, she in town? I didn't even know. Yeah. Okay. So I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, well, something just came to me like, hey, you know, there's an opportunity. You know, you want to try something? Let's try something. Let's see. So anyway, so after the album release, I did Lyft, and I picked up these girls from Vanderbilt, which was where the concert was at. Right. And so they were like, yeah, I just came back from the concert. And I'm like, oh, word, how was it? Oh, it was great. I was Megan Thee Stallion. And I'm sitting there like thinking like there has to be a way to get it, like somebody. I got to talk to somebody. Yeah. So, okay. It gets juicy. So, okay, so I dropped him off, and then I pick up another guy, and I drop him off downtown. And I see this van, and I see this buff, light-skinned dude just directing the van to park, you know, assisting him in parking in front of the hotel. So I'm like, all right, that look like Justin, which is Megan's bodyguard. And so I'm like, this is nighttime.
Yeah,
I'm
this
like,
is happening divine.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, okay, bet. I see what hotel it is. I'm like, all right, cool. Now I ain't no stalker, you know, but I'm not, you know, but I was just like, all right, cool. So I went home, and the next day I had to go to the mechanic. So I'm like, the next morning. So I was like, there's just got to be a way. So this is where the vision board comes into play. I'm in my office, and I'm looking at the vision board, and I'm like, this voice is just like, hey, before you leave, look, you see Megan. what you want, like what you want to do. And
Intentions.
And I'm like, I got my keys in my hand. I'm ready to leave. Like, this voice is loud.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, are you not telling me nothing? This is the voice. You not saying anything. So something was like, what do you want to do? Put the words down. What do you want to do? And I was like, whatever. So I left. And I went to the mechanic, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, how can I get to Megan? You know, how can I get to somebody on her team? Because that's who you really want to reach, is the people behind the artists. So anyway, I got to downtown. I'm playing big old freaking everything. I'm like, okay, I gotta, have some intention, even though I didn't write it down. But it's like, okay, Hiaya, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? So I'm like, okay, so when you get up to them, then what?
What's the next move?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. Oh, I'm a driver. Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's traffic downtown. I get on the street and I see there's 2 vans now. And I'm like, and I see that they're loading them up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shoot, okay. So it's traffic, and then I pull up right by the van. There's this dude with a red bow tie. And I'm like, I roll my window down. And I was like, excuse me, sir, are you the driver of this van? He was like, yeah. I was like, I'm a driver as well. Do you have like a few seconds I can ask you a few questions? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right. So as soon as like the light turned green, it was a perfect time. And I was like, oh, gotta go. Like, I gotta find me somewhere to park. Yeah. So I just hit the block, and it was like $25 for parking. I was like, man, this is worth it. I ain't finna pay. So so I took off walking. Finesse. Right. I was just, hey, we finna see. Yeah. So I hit the block, and then, downtown buildings, I see my reflection. Even though I looked a hot mess, but I'm like, do I look okay? Like, okay, we gotta see. So so I'm walking down the sidewalk. I see them. I see the vans and the bodyguard and the driver, and I'm like, all right, here we go. My adrenaline's rushing, but I'm keeping it professional. So there was this woman that was all up in my face. This woman is important because she just marked the time of when I saw Megan. So this woman's all in my face, and she's staring, and I'm like, hey, how are you? And she was like, I'm good, and you? Maybe that's what she was looking for, was just maybe she was just looking for a high. But I was like, I'm good, and you? And then
a high, yeah.
Yeah. What's up? And as soon as I take my eyes off of the old lady and I look forward, who walked right across me? Megan.
The Stallion.
Megan the Stallion. And like on the inside, like I'm doing backflips and cartwheels, and I'm like, oh my God. But on the outside, I'm just playing it cool, like, what's up? And technically, I don't know if she saw me, but she had on these big, windshield glasses. The I don't know,
the paparazzi blockers.
Right. She had on some sweatpants and like a black hoodie, and and I'm
she's low key.
Yeah, I'm 5'11". And I got on a yellow shirt and I got a bun, so I know.
She like Big Bird.
I know. So I know you see me, So, but just in case she looked at me, I was just like,
playing the super cool.
Yeah, what's up? Just a little head nod. So I kept walking, and I saw Jonathan and Kelsey, her best friend, and I was like, hey, I'm looking for your driver. Now the whole time, mind you, I'm just like, oh my God, but I'm playing it cool, shout out to Nina, because she taught me, little key things on being professional. And so anyway, I walked up on them. I was like, hey, I'm looking for your driver. And then Kelsey was trying to help me find the driver. And then I saw Justin, the bodyguard, and I played it cool. Like, no one was like, everything, I wasn't a threat, Now, I don't advise anyone to, just walk up on celebrities. But, I mean, if you have a good aura, it's going to be felt.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, you are a celebrity.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, true.
You're your own celebrity, man.
There we go. Mm-hmm. And so Justin saw me, and when he looked at me, I was just like, you're a driver. Just because I didn't want to get tackled or nothing like that,
I feel that.
And so then he came and chopped it up with me. He's like, yeah, what did you say? I was like, I'm here for your driver, and then chopped it up with the driver. And then that driver wasn't, coming to find out, that wasn't the driver I need to talk to. So he directed me to the other driver who actually owned the vans.
Words.
Well, that's still good. That's another person that you connected with.
Exactly. So I'm just like,
manifestation. Okay. Wow.
But that's the thing. Going back to the vision board, I didn't have any intention. It was like, okay, what do you want to do with Megan? You just want to see her? because you didn't write nothing.
You can see her.
So you're just showing me you just want to see her. Wow. So okay, fine. And what did I do? I just saw her. I just saw her walk by.
Right.
You know. So I'm like, okay. So after that, I started associating words with my pictures. You know, and making sure. I'm gonna tell you something. My brother told my mother, and my mother told me, when your intentions are good, there's always gonna be a way.
Yep.
Right.
Every
always.
time.
So always have pure intentions. So.
What's up?
That's amazing, by the way. Commercial break.
Are you struggling with oral composition? La, 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 la. Well, we've got mixers for that.
Welcome back to MC and MC. Saga continues. My girl Hiaya, Deli Foundito. What's up? So yeah, you was getting to the juicy end of your stallion.
Yeah. Where was I? So I talked to the driver, and this is how the boss, the man that owned the vans. How I even though I was told that he owned it, but how I knew he owned it is because bro was sitting there rolling a blunt in the driver's seat.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, oh, this is so unprofessional. But I mean, so yeah, I can see that you own it, you know. But but just for anyone that's that watches this, something really important that I've learned from Nipsey. Let me tell you, before he passed. Oh, that hurt my feelings. Oh my gosh.
Paradise,
yeah. When I was trucking over the road and I would listen to interviews, he would be the one I would run to listen to him. Like, he just seems real authentic, real. Let me just. He took his time. Definitely. So let me listen to him, see what he's got to say. Dang, where was I going?
Yeah, you got Blessed by Nipsey and Inspired.
Yeah.
With the guy in the truck that was.
Oh yeah.
Rolling a blunt with tobacco.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah, I went way left, but
it's all good.
But it was just to Now, let me get on that story. So even though I exchanged my information with him, and I let him know, I was like, well, my name is Hiaya, and I'm a driver, and I've driven for Louis York and the Shandellas, and they've written songs for major artists that we know today. Rihanna, Bruno Mars, just to let them know, hey, I've been around some industry people, You're in
the industry.
Yeah, there we go. And he was like, oh, well, I've been in your position. I remember when this and that and the other, and I was trying to come up like you, and I was just like, well, you don't know who I am. But it's cool. And so I was like, okay, it's cool, whatever. But I've contacted him, but I think once a month I did. So that happened October, November. So once a month.
Okay, yeah, kept consistent.
Yeah, and then I saw that he read the message, but I was just like, you know what? I'm not meant to work for him, but that moment was for me. Yeah. It was the moment.
You learned something.
I learned something. Yeah. So it's very, very important to take time and to be blank. I've learned the importance of being blank. It's okay. You don't have to always know the next step. It's good to plan, but we don't really know if that plan is going to work. Right. I've had, since quarantine, I've had all these detailed plans. I got a whiteboard. I was like, okay, we're going to do this, and then this is the marketing I'm going to do. And, but here it is July, and I'm like, what did I really accomplish? Okay. But I realized that I did accomplish a lot, but the plans changed. And
subconsciously.
Yeah. It was like, okay, so let me go with this flow. This is how I'm supposed to do it. Don't go against the grain, because something's going to mess up.
Well, one thing I noticed, I had mentioned Instagram before, I was just seeing our mutual friends and stuff on there. Couldn't help but notice that Warren G follows you.
Oh,
so
dude.
You're doing something right.
The Funk God. You got the Funk God following
G
Funk.
Shout out to
the Funk era.
Man, let me tell you, I learned about Warren G through my mom. When we would take our road trips to Atlanta, like I was saying earlier, hit that Nate Dogg and Warren G and Regulator. Yeah. And so it was 2016, about 2016. I noticed, I just pay attention to people's pages, how active they are, or, if they're not active, so that means when they get on there, they're going to have notifications or, something. Yeah. So I tagged them like crazy. I was like, it seems like crickets is going on this page. So let me just throw this on there. And he saw it and he liked my video. Okay. And so he sent me his number. and in the DM. I was like,
It's
oh,
love.
Crazy.
what?
It's what you want.
Yeah, and I was like, this worked. It worked. Okay. So I gave, okay, now let me tell you, my phone was off at the time. It was off, so I gave my mom's phone number.
Okay.
And so, excuse me, and so what happened was, I was working at Kroger at the time, and it was night shift. So when I got to work, I remember calling my mom, and I was like, Ma, no, wait. I was checking on something else, and she was like, guess who called me? And I was like, who? She was like, Warren G. I was like, what? She was like, yeah. And for me, it was such a blessing because that's her favorite rapper.
Exactly.
That's her favorite rapper. And I learned about him through her.
Wow.
And so just to see that, and he was saying that, if I can remember, oh yeah, I'm calling for Hiaya. You know, she got a sound, blah, 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 you know, like a sound, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, this is real.
It's a cosign.
Yeah.
Warren G. Hey,
Shout
let's make
out.
that happen. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out.
Fly out to LA or West Coast.
I think I said this on a previous podcast, but that was my first favorite rapper. So salute to you, Warren G. But we got your attention.
Man, he got that
Rest
bounce.
in peace to Nate. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he got a new song out with Ty Dolla $ign. And it's got a little,
You groove.
yeah, that little,
Yeah.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. Like, shout out to him for real. So, where was I? Oh, so then when I finally talked to him, he was like, hey, I love your sound. You don't sound like these other out here.
Yeah.
Whatever you need, let me know.
All right.
And I was like, okay.
You didn't know what to do with it. Just like.
But no, what I did, I remember this. I did say, I was like, well, I got this song and this, that, and the other. He was like, how I knew he wasn't trying to take advantage of me. He was like, no, you ain't got to send me nothing. And then he told me, yeah.
That's
So
what's up.
yeah,
It's a real dude right there.
yeah, it's a real dude. And I was just like, no, he told me that his grandmother had passed away. So rest in peace to his grandmother. And they're from Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, up the street. We know Snoop Dogg's from Mississippi.
Man, what?
Down the street.
What?
What do you mean? Like,
Nate
he was born
Dogg,
there?
all them guys.
Southern
Corrupt
connections.
from, I think Corrupt's from, what's Corrupt from? He's from Mississippi too with Snoop Dogg. That's his cousin.
So when did they get to LBC?
I think like teenagers.
Okay.
Yeah. Corrupt is like a teenager. He came to
That's
LA.
crazy.
Wow.
West Coast. Yeah.
That's
A couple hours from
crazy.
here.
Long Beach, I mean, yeah.
All the more reason to connect with us.
Exactly. I mean, everybody's from the South. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Everybody's from the South. It
Right,
is
they got
migrated.
roots.
It is migrated.
They got roots.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
But yeah, continue.
Oh, where was I? The grandmother. So, when you communicate with people, make sure you ask your questions if you don't understand. Be clear. So this is what happened. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna be in Chattanooga, and I'm like, okay, so you want to meet down there, or he said, it's all good. Is that
what?
yeah? Or I'm just
smooth ass motherfucker right there.
I was just
Sound
like,
good.
Okay. So I tell my mentor at the time, I was like, hey, I'd let him know the situation. He was like, hey, well, let's go. I said, but he said it's all good. So I don't know if that means, yeah or no.
yes or no,
But we
yeah.
took the chance and we went down there, and I called him maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew his situation of being a family, being at the funeral. So I was like, well, I don't want to bother.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nah. But I mean, being in Chattanooga, I love Chattanooga.
But the fact that he called you during that time in his life, probably one of the most important times in his life,
Yeah.
that says a lot about you
Yeah.
and about your relationship.
Yeah.
know?
It's still mind blowing.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, just have good energy, have a pure heart, and always have good intentions. Maybe that's why the bodyguard wasn't like, hey, back up.
Totally.
Yeah, your energy was felt.
Just it's like, oh, somebody, that's a little bird on a tree. Don't want much,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, it's just be chill, Have-
Bird and the Stallion.
Yeah.
Man, I can see that. That's
I'm
a good
about-
book.
But yeah, shout out to Megan. I do like and appreciate is the brand, like the business behind that. The whole hot girl thing, like that whole brand is like
Over. For a whole like 5 summers.
Man, the summers ain't even here yet. People still gonna be talking about hot girl. But
In
it
the
was
wintertime,
right.
hot girl summer.
Exactly. But it was powerful, you know. And she seems pretty genuine, you know. Now, granted, we don't really know who these people are, but let me see how consistent you are with your energy. Another person that I really admire, Sierra. You know, ever since 2003, 4 when Goodies came out, she just had
took us back.
yeah,
Way
her
back.
energy was just like, that's why I admire her. Like, even, I know we're human, we go through tough times, but the way you carry yourself when there's a camera in your face, you could be wanting to be on the edge of crying. But Sierra not once showed that. I think one time when she was like getting ready to marry Future, but maybe just that moment, you know, just oh my gosh, she's just been so positive. And look,
She's a
where
lady. She's like a real lady.
Yeah, and then people don't realize that that's a powerful person. And what makes you powerful is how no matter how much you go through, you still surrender yourself to peace, and you still surrender yourself to loving yourself and understanding your worth, and not succumbing to the lower vibrations that are around you to make you be belligerent or and you know you can obviously tell that you're hurt and you need to heal.
You just walk away.
Yeah. So people like don't sleep on Sierra. Like use that as an example. And she, you know, people keep asking like, what's the prayer? What's the prayer? And people like she's been giving you the answer her entire life is do what's best for you, and the best will come to you.
That's a testament. Yeah. That's everybody's testament.
Simple as that. Yeah. Whatever you believe, we ain't gonna get into that. But it's just your actions, that positive action that you put behind yourself of doing what's best for you. You're going to draw the good things. You know what I'm saying?
Hiaya, I can't wait till your podcast come out because I know it's gonna be very spiritual. I'm gonna be healed.
Definitely.
It's gonna be the real meaning of the hill hop. I'm like, oh yes, I'm healed.
Yeah,
you know
I appreciate it.
Actually, if you want to be on this permanently, you're hired.
Just drop off right there, bam.
Man, look, y'all are really dope.
Yeah, exactly. Where can people find you if they want to get some more of this healing?
Oh, I mean, I ain't really talking about nothing spiritual on my page, but
I mean, your music is spiritual. You know
okay, well, I appreciate that.
Where
like,
can they find your music and your sound?
If you go to SoundCloud, go to type in Hiaya and hit enter, and you gonna find me. Also Instagram, it's for HIAYA_. You'll find me. Now YouTube, you have to just type in HIIYA. And you'll find me there as well.
What does Hiaya mean?
It means modesty. It means modesty. Now let me tell y'all. Okay, Hiaya. That's when people ask me, "Is that your name?" Yes, that's my name. Let me tell you the story. So when I was a baby, my mom told me, she's like, when you cried, you used to say Hiaya, 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 and I was like, okay. So I think that was more so me telling you what my name is.
Very intuitive as a child.
It's like a mantra.
Yeah, it was, and it means modesty. It means modesty of of what you speak, being modest of how you carry yourself, how you dress, what you look at. You know, just being aware of your actions, just being a decent person, knowing when you're doing wrong, you're doing wrong. Just having that, it's an Arabic word, it's an Arabic word. So I was
it sounds like an Arabic word that I was thinking before called hayat, which means life, but it might be a different word. The same kind of vowels, though.
Yeah. I definitely want to learn like Arabic. I know a little bit of Arabic. It's so beautiful because you can't mess with it. You can't manipulate it like English. Like with English, you got week. I feel weak, and then the week like of Monday through Friday, and then it's too much. Just with Arabic, it's descriptive in what it's talking about. Yeah. And I'm like, see, okay.
That's why you got like different cultures. You gotta do this. You gotta do hand motions with the actual language. Like it's like you sculpting the language as you speaking it. Because my girl, she's Eritrean, so East African, they speak like Italians. Like when it comes to like how they talk,
hand gestures.
It's what I'm saying, hand gestures, Italians and stuff like that.
See, I like that.
Yeah.
And Aramaic is the language that she speaks. Is that correct?
Well, actually, she speaks Tigrinya.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of like Tigri, or kind of like Arabic, because they speak a little bit Arabic too, and they do speak a little bit of that too.
Right, because they're both Semitic languages, so they are related. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Yeah.
I think we all should be bilingual, or
Yeah,
we
by
should.
now.
Yeah.
Bilingual by now.
Yeah.
By now.
Right. We really should.
This is a dope moment. I'm glad you came with the spiritual journey and shared a bunch of dope stories with us.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all being y'all. And what is that song called? Because that's my jam.
Don't bring trouble.
Don't bring trouble around my way. Busting your bubble miles away. See the crew run, run, run. Your crew run, run. Ooh, that's my song. Like,
Yes,
shout out
I.
to
Yes,
y'all.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
bless up. Welcome to MC's MC. You know what I'm saying? We're about to take y'all out. Bless up to everybody. Shout out to Nashville. Stand up always. Shout out to all the MCs doing their thing. This is a podcast for all dope people. No matter where you're from, your background, your journey. Like Hiaya.
Appreciate you.
We're going to meet each other in different journeys, but we also going to help each other rise up at the same time. So I'm your host, Fandito.
Adeli.
This is Hiaya.
What's up?
Blessings.
Appreciate y'all.
Many awaiting intervals where they get paid the minimal. Yeah, they do whatever for the checkmate. I'm moving bishops, do whatever for the checkmate. Let it marinate as I serenade. Pass a rock or you get blocked like a barricade.